church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind. So put a candle in the window and let it set your heart aglow.
Good morning and rise and shine. It's Dick Shoemaker, and I am here and glad to see you all. That's okay. Speaking of refreshing, ma'am, would you introduce yourself?
Joyce Moran. I'm with the Southern Virginia Child Advocacy Center.
Yes, ma'am. I know that, and I think it's wonderful. I think what goes on there is it's one of the bright spots in taking care of the kids, right?
Oh, I'm ever so humbled to have the job that I have.
How long have you been doing it, Joyce?
I've been there 19 years, and we're
That's
celebrating
amazing.
our 20th anniversary
That's
this
so
year.
beautiful.
Yes.
I am so proud of what you do, and if I may be proud of you, please.
Thank you.
I really like it and really appreciate it. And one of the problems is, of course, the ever demanding need with all the children and all the problems. Things you can't avoid.
True.
But money becomes one of the people and one of the organizations that works very hard on your behalf is the United Way.
Absolutely.
And is that a segue
That is a fabulous segue.
into... Speaking of the United Way, his name is Andre with an accent on the A. It's actually the E. En français, let's see. Accent aigu, isn't that what they call that?
I don't know.
You
It
don't-
just makes an E and A. That's all I ever know.
Oh, help me, please. All right. Moving right along. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are things going? And I guess we're going to speak about what Joyce's organization is all about. And but give me a little bit of a... Now, I am looking here. We're going to work up to this. We
Right.
can talk about this, right?
Yes, sir.
September 12th. But I'm very thankful that you're doing what you're doing. I'm very thankful that they have put you're an aggravation, but you're a fun aggravation. Somebody that I could not do without. We've been going after each other for a long time. And Andre is a fine man and has been so valuable in the scouting community for so many
Definitely.
years. And now running the United Way and in our community. So thank you again for doing that. How are we doing?
We're doing pretty good.
I mean, we haven't really started, you might say. Well, we've started, but we haven't had the big kickoff. You haven't got things really geared up, and you're still able to say we're doing pretty good.
Well, let me preface that by saying that the reason we're doing pretty good is that our pace setters have started. So we have 4 or 5 pace setter organizations who have really already started the role or presentation of United Way. All right, so that's going well. Well, what I'm excited about is the opportunity to highlight the wonderful partnerships that we have in the community that we're supporting. And it's becoming ever more clear to me that the reason why United Way is so effective is the United Way represents, and you said it perfectly, we're working on the behalf of 15 agencies right now that we fund. But, you know, I think we have to clarify that to a lot of people, because I got asked a question and I was a little bit stumped by it. You know, why do we need to raise $375,000? That money is for next year's folks. That means the 15 that we're supporting now could be 19. It could be 20 organizations next year. So we could be more effective. We can offer more money to great organizations like this who've been around for 19 years serving the people of Franklin County. So we have we have this series going on, and you and I will get together again on Friday. And I still have one organization left to cover, so we probably
Did you have
do that
John
Monday.
Morris down here?
John Morris came
And I
through.
wasn't here.
Yes.
All right.
And we also had Warren Rogers from Contact. Have you ever met any of those folks?
Some, yes.
Some. All right, so we're introducing the community to the partner organizations, because one of the things that I know by being around in the community, I wasn't sure that the community, they needed to reconnect with what the organizations do that we're supporting.
All right, well, let's connect. We're going to connect with you. That's it. Oh, I love it. That's why I like it so much. But you do such a wonderful job.
Thank you.
There are so many facets to it, but tell us again the name of the organization rather than the abbreviation,
Okay.
and in however many words you need, who is the group that you, what is the group, who is the group, who are you helping, and how does that work? So tell us who you are, and then tell us those questions about who and why.
Who, when, why, where,
That's
and how?
it. That's it.
Yeah.
You're under arrest, so
But we all connected, so you're going with me down that dark road. Okay, who are we? We are Children's Advocacy Programs of the Blue Ridge Incorporated. That's our governing body, just like Carilion Clinic Incorporated is Carillion's governing body. Carilion owns Franklin Memorial Hospital. CAPS for short, our incorporation, owns the Southern Virginia Child Advocacy Center. Well, within the hospital, you have the emergency room, cardiac department, several departments, and within our Child Advocacy Center, we have our court-appointed Special Advocate Program, which has been here 20 years. We have our Child Abuse Review Team, which is our multidisciplinary response to child abuse in our community, where 15 partners come to our building twice a month to review these cases. We have our What About the Children educational program, where parents who are divorcing or separating have an opportunity to learn some skills and strategies to help stop putting children in the middle of their conflict. We have our Child and Caretaker Interaction Program, where we work with non-offending caretakers to identify strengths within families. And we have our Darkness to Light program, which is a community education program that is going from a 3-hour program to a 2-hour program, and it teaches our community, adults in our community, how to identify and how to respond effectively to child sexual abuse. Those are our 5 core services in which we serve over 1,000 individuals with those direct services every year. We also do corollary services like Jolly Jackets. Every November through March, we give out hats, coats, mittens, gloves to anybody who needs them. We all have something we can give. And I am proud to be part of an organization that provides so many opportunities where people can see the value of making a difference. With that, we also have an angel tree, and we do prevention services, and we do outreach, and we partner. We partner in our community in a very strong and effective manner. We've been a proud partner to the United Way since 1996, and feel very blessed to have that recognition.
that was as great an explanation that I have heard. Thank you. And thank you for what you do. It's all about the kids.
It is all about the kids and engaging our community to recognize the strengths within it, to have a safer, healthier community so that our children will learn that they are not necessarily entitled but are involved with making the world a better place. And we do that through so many capacities, and most of them, although we have to have money so that we can do what we do, most of that comes from individuals from all walks of life who always have something to give. Our CASA volunteers are some of the most incredible individuals. I am humbled, I am honored to work with our staff and our volunteers. And our volunteers include our board members as well. Everybody has something they can give.
You got a race that's going to come to Rocky Mount.
We have a race.
I
We
just happened
do.
to think about it. Usually run down the road a bit. but-
Yes, yes, that's our Johnny Casa,
Yeah.
our 8th annual Johnny Casa. Johnny Nolan is a board member, has been with us for many years. He developed this to help support the services we provide.
Retired banker.
Yes, he
Ta-da.
is.
All right. Great stuff. And I hope that you were listening, ladies and gentlemen. Andre and I were just transfixed here as Joyce was going through. You know, and I know, this is a great organization because they take care of the kids.
Yes.
And in the first place, we don't want to have the need to take care of the kids. But we can't escape it. It's there. Families have problems. People have problems. And unfortunately, in the middle or around the edge or somewhere, a child can be involved. And somebody needs to jump in and say, yep, we'll take care. We'll watch. It's okay. We'll cover that. And that is a very expensive proposition. And organizations been doing that in various ways and in a growing method, you know, over the years.
Yes,
How
absolutely.
many things that have
We went
been added?
from CASA, which was our primary service in 1993, and then we've expanded and services have evolved to meet the needs. We want to complement what's in existence and meet the needs.
You have a board.
Yes, we do.
Who chairs the board?
Patrick Nix,
Good guy.
good guy,
Another
good
one
people.
of the good guys. And Johnny Nolan, one of my friends and a good guy, former banker. I'm a little bit partial then. You know. But
I hear you.
great, great stuff. Now, then we look at the United Way. Andre, I am very proud of what you're doing and I'm very appreciative. You don't do anything in a small way. You throw yourself into it when you get involved in it. And this is a good one. This is a good one. And I love this man. I will only tell you that. His work in scouting
Yes.
is magnificent. His work as a human being and as a friend, my friend, is a wonderful thing. And I was so pleased when they snuck him in on me and said he's going to run the United Way. And well,
They snuck it in on me.
See that? But he didn't say no.
No. I'm very appreciative of the support that I received when I was working in scouting over that 5.5 years. I was very appreciative. And so it was an honor that I was asked to do this. And so I really want to set the table for a bright future for United Way.
We should probably mention a good, maybe a easy segue is Lou and Paula.
Yes.
Paula's daddy, preacher. They moved here from Florida, and her father passed away recently while I was out of town. And we wish the family so much in having, let God help you have the ability to get by this. And you will.
Yes.
But it's tough. It's tough. And that loss, they are friends, neighbors, and you've worked with.
Well, Lou is going to be a little more involved in the Udall district in next year when it comes to the scout executive level. He and Michael will both be kind of running the district.
So that's good. And great people. And there's a service this morning at the Episcopal Church. I think it's at 11 o'clock for his father-in-law. And I'll tell you, things continue to go, things happen, and some we would like to see other, and some that are, you know, a little bit happier you jump on and, you know, you run with. But the United Way has been around for a long time, and it's been around for a long time here. And Andre Peary is heading it up in this season. And what we're doing is he's bring in the partners. The partners are the people that the United Way benefits. Is that a fair statement?
United Way, and you said it perfectly before. We work on behalf of. So we're asking people, help the United Way by making your pledges and your donations. But know that we're not the one who provides the services. The services are provided with great organizations like this, and so I would like for people to be very familiar with these agencies, because when they give, you're not giving really to United Way. You're really giving to organizations like this. Like we've had Helping Hands here, we've had Contact here, we've had STEP here, and now we have this wonderful agency that supports children that need help in very difficult situations.
What is the overall name of the agency?
We'll call it the Southern Virginia Child Advocacy Center.
Southern Virginia Child.
And see, I've always heard of a CASA. Now, how does that fit? Is that a nick? Is that a
CASA
acronym?
is the program, one of our 5 programs.
Okay.
It began here under the auspices of the County of Franklin. It was a county program. We transitioned in 1999 to Children's Advocacy Programs of the Blue Ridge Incorporated. It's our governing entity, and bought a building. So our building and all the services within it are referred to as the Southern Virginia Child Advocacy Center.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because it's an umbrella philosophy of providing services in a comprehensive manner.
Now, you were talking about 15 partners or something.
Yes.
Who are these?
For our child abuse review team, which is a multidisciplinary response, we have the Commonwealth Attorney, we have both local law enforcement, the town and the county, we have Carilion Franklin Memorial Hospital, we have 5 partner agency clinical services, we have the schools. We so appreciate the schools' involvement. They see these children all day long. The Perinatal Education Center sits on it. STEP has a representative that sits on it. Excuse me, Probation and Parole sits on it. I'm sure I'm going to leave someone out. We have a CASA representative that sits on it. We have CAC staff that sits on it. Within those agencies, they come together to review these cases. So when we get a call that there's an allegation that a child is abused or neglected, until that team decides there are no more community-based services that we can provide, someone is watching. Someone is making sure that a child doesn't fall in the cracks, that every effort to provide prosecution support, medical support, clinical support is there. Within our center, not many people know. We have our own forensic interviewer, so we have someone on staff that will work with law enforcement. The Department of Social Services is one of our partners, to come in and work with those investigators to forensically interview a child with developmentally appropriate strategies to find out the best and most succinct information about what that child believes happens, so they can do their job. We're there to facilitate opportunities for those 15 partners as well. The reality is we have a medical clinic on site, which is very exciting, to have a child not go to the emergency room after they've been sexually assaulted. Because in the emergency department, there might be a gunshot, there may be someone with pneumonia, there may be someone coming off of drugs. In our facility, it's pretty quiet, it's pretty calm, and it's very child-friendly. We have clinical offices within our facility.
And we'll see a little bit of that next week.
Yes, we will.
Tasha and I are going on a little tour of some of the partners.
Cable 12 out there.
Cable 12 is just fantastic. I mean,
Thank you.
You guys provide us the medium that is really almost necessary to get the word out like we need to get it
To
out.
make people see and understand, we go to football games, and we go to parades, and we go
go to everything.
We are everywhere that anybody is that's worthwhile. And that's why Cable 12 represents such a great opportunity for people to be sponsoring, because we're everywhere, and then bottom line, helping.
You know, something about that is Franklin County may not realize how important this cable company is, or this cable operation. But not every community has something like this. This is, it's kind of unique, really, in a way, to have an operation like this, to have a person as dedicated to you who comes in and volunteers their time to make the community aware of what's going on in itself, kind of. And you know, you really need to support Cable 12 too. So you know, it's, as you can see from your description of these partners, see how they intertwine, STEP and perinatal, and it's all a network or something.
It's all about helping. It's all about doing the right thing, and you know, as opposed to, I don't say doing the wrong thing, but what I fear is not doing the thing. And so, you know, you can do it wrong, but I don't think we do it wrong. But there's a difference when you do it; it's then accomplished. So it's listen to the man. He's getting, you know, better in his old age. I'll tell you. Got some good statements. Seriously, I love to tease him, but he is one of the good guys, and I'm so proud that you are involved in United Way now, Andre. I really mean that, and I'm so proud of the organizations and the good that's happening. And unfortunately, or appropriately, or it's too bad, or there's not another way, or how do we pay for it? You know, no matter how you cut it, whatever you do has to have a few dollars to make it work. And I suppose we could say in a utopia, there would be nothing wrong, therefore we would not have to spend money. Therefore we wouldn't need all these agencies to hold us as a community together, either by virtue of the children, by virtue of senior citizens, by virtue of clubs, scouts, whatever you want to talk about. The money would just appear, and money would come in through the door.
Do you have one of those boxes? I'd really like to borrow it from
The
one.
magic box.
Magic. We know that, I think what happens at United Way is almost magic. You know, it's one of those, it's a good word, magic, because they work and they achieve, and it's a work of a lot of people. And it starts with the places that they're going to place that money for the good of Franklin County and the children, the adults, anybody that has that great need. So what comes through the United Way is an agency that has need. The United Way is looking for funding to help how many agencies?
15 that we're directly funding. We have 32 affiliates. And some of those affiliates, with a great campaign this year, some of those affiliates are going to rise up into direct support again.
Isn't that something?
And more is going to be, we'll have more to provide for the 15 core that we have right now.
Give me an example. If you have income coming in from donations, the United Way comes along and there's a check. What does that go to? Give me a couple of examples of, if you don't have the money, what happens? If you do have the money, what's provided? So maybe a couple of things that people can relate to, if you don't mind.
One of the things that comes to mind first is United Way is considered community money. It's not tied to state money, it's not tied to federal money, it's not tied to foundation money. So I can utilize and do utilize United Way money as match. So I can acquire 3 times what United Way provides us.
By getting matches?
By getting state grants.
Grants, things like that.
So somebody in the United Way stirs the folks up, and the folks put some dollars in the United Way. The United Way then brings whatever the share is to your organization, and then that can potentially, by the organization, be doubled or tripled by virtue of something else that's out there. Now, am I saying that
You are.
approximately right?
You are, but I think we're going around the barn. The state will say, Joyce, there's a grant. But to receive this grant, not only do you have to write an exquisite grant because you're competing, competition for dollars is hard and heavy, but you also have to match, and those monies cannot be tied to state or federal dollars. So how are you going to do that? You're going to look for your community. You're going to look to your community to say, I can triple what you give me. If you give me $10, I can get 30 from the state, so we can provide $40 worth of service because you believe in what we do.
I like it.
Very important.
I like it.
Yeah.
And that example of $10 could be an example of $100.
Absolutely.
Could be $1,000, and that could become 4,000. So it's, you know, folks, I guess if we didn't have need, I guess if everything was flowers and gumdrops and happiness, and nobody was hurt, nobody was taken advantage of, everybody had a meal 3 times a day, and everybody had a place to stay. Think of a child that doesn't. Whew. It's almost more than you can handle, isn't it? If that was the case, we wouldn't need to do this, but it's not. There's no utopia like that. So we all work together, and the United Way of Franklin County is the facilitator for this particular part of it, and then that goes to your organization and the other 14.
Yes.
And you've met some, you're in the process of meeting some people that are great folks. I was out of town. John Morris is somebody that I respect immensely. He was in while I was gone, and I don't have any idea what he's doing when I'm not around. See, I gotta get back in a hurry.
I haven't heard of any arrests.
All
that
right,
during
well,
that time,
I'm
so I
glad
think
to
we're
hear
better.
it. And he's still here. So. But this is the kind of thing that makes Franklin County just a little bit better. Are you listening? A little bit better than anywhere else on the face of the earth. Anywhere else in the world, we do it better. We are more aware. We share. We appreciate. We go to church. We do all the right things. Aren't you glad you're here? Amen. I heard a lot of it.
He said his own.
I'm going to do it.
He said his own sermon.
Because I can't hear you back, but I know you're doing it. See, I put up with him.
Hey, I'm
But-
glad he's pointing at you this time. Typically, he's pointing at me, going, shh.
But that's the way it works, right?
Yes,
That's
it
the way it
is.
works.
Yes.
It's a family.
We are one.
That's it. All right.
I'm sorry. Live united.
Live united.
Yes.
Well said. Sounds like a tagline to me, but we don't.
Oh, I'm sorry, I almost dozed off there. We have nothing wrong with having a good time as you go forward. It makes it a little bit easier as long as you go forward. As long as you go forward. The United Way needs your help. Andre, thank you for what you're doing, and Joyce,
Sir.
thank you for what you do. And 19 years?
I've been there 19 years, yes.
Wow.
I've been tripping over Joyce's lately. You know, had another one down here helping out while I was away.
Yes.
And it's great. It's great. I'm very proud of the organization. There's a lot of people being helped. Now that organization needs help to continue what they do. And there's how many others besides that?
14 other partners that, and combined, serve over 20,000 people directly, individuals
Okay.
in Franklin County. And then multiple times it gets up to 30.
All right. And you can help. And no amount is too little, nor is no amount too big. That one we don't worry about. But great things. Now, tell me about this on September 12th at the Farmers Market, a United Way kickoff.
That is the date that officially
All
the
right.
campaign begins. So we'll have a little festivities down at the market.
All right.
As you notice, there's a lot of things going on at the market these days, and of course we'll have some music, and you have the. I'm not as you'll have to read that what's on that paper because I don't know them as well, but we're going to have a little food.
Geneva and
festivity.
Friends.
Geneva and Friends, and
Yeah.
the friends are listed there. And if you
Yeah.
anybody that knows any of those folks,
Well, the music, barbecue provided from or by 2x2 Barbecue.
Andre singing and dancing? Wow. Oh, sorry.
Careful, he's liable to. The dancing part I can't attest to. The singing part I can tell you.
I've heard about that. Wait a minute. You told me the next time we got together you were going to sing. Remember? I was on the phone with you.
I did.
That was a good picture of a man that was caught. I love it. Thank you, Joyce.
Hey, I'm so in love with you. How about that?
Awesome. Yay.
All right, there's nothing that says you're not going to have a good time doing it. And that's important because it's always better to smile and go forward. But the 2013 United Way kickoff will be, I know it sounds awkward because here we've been kicking it off for 3 or 4 weeks now, but the actual official kickoff will be September 12th, 5 to 8 o'clock in the evening. Geneva and Friends will be at the Farmers Market. Geneva Hodges, Charles Milliron, Tillman Riddle, Dylan Clements, Josh Grice, Ben Rakes. Door prizes. You can buy a barbecue sandwich, and the barbecue is being prepared by 2x2 oh, I got too many 2x2 barbecues doing the cooking. That's the best way to say it. And North Carolina style barbecue. And it's going to be a fun evening, ultimately for a very good cause. And there's nothing wrong with laughing. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. But you have to remember down back there somewhere, you know why you're doing it. And you're doing it because there's some folks out there that aren't having a good time. Is that a good way to explain it? And we can have a good time providing the support. There's no law that says you got to scowl when you're doing it. You can be happy. And then when we get to the end and we have a goal and we reach that goal, you're going to be especially happy because you helped do it.
Exactly.
All right. Lady and gentlemen, are we doing okay?
We're doing
You're
great.
Is there anything else, Joyce, that you would bring up that we would want to hear, or something we've missed maybe, to give us a little more direction or involvement as to working with your organization?
With our organization, I want to put a plug in that we need more court-appointed special advocate CASA volunteers. Typically, we hold one training a year because it is so intensive. It's 42 hours. It's quite an investment. We're having to triage cases now. We have so many cases.
What does triage cases mean you do?
That means that we meet with the parents. We meet with the offending parents and the non-offending parents and the child minimally. We don't have a volunteer assigned, so it's being handled in-house by staff versus having the full investigation done by our volunteers. And we have several children that we're having to triage the cases because there are statutes, regulations that define how many cases you can have as a CASA volunteer. And we have so many cases right now that we do not have enough volunteers. So one way to do what's right and not what's easy is to give to the United Way, is to check out our organization for volunteer opportunities, whether it's CASA, whether it's helping out with our Johnny Casa 5-miler, 5K run walk,
Right.
Family Fun Zombie Run,
Yes.
coming up on October 12th, or Harvest Moon, that's coming up
Where do
October.
the zombies come in? Excuse me.
Where's the zombie?
I just heard zombies.
He likes that.
I know, you haven't seen Johnny's video?
No.
I'm gonna have to forward you the link. Johnny has his own video. It's always been the Johnny Casa 5-miler,
Right, that I
5K
know.
walk.
Right.
Well, this year we've moved the location to Rocky Mount, so it's here in town. We've added a 5K run because there were some individuals that didn't want to run the 5 miles but wanted to run, so we've added that in. And then we've added a component that's called the Family Fun Zombie Run, where you can walk.
Okay.
And you can dress up.
How long is the Family Fun Zombie Run?
The same thing. It can be the
Run-
5K or it
you
can be the
run
5
until
mile.
you drop. Zombies aren't in good shape, you know.
Well, yeah.
Okay, but all that's all connected. When is that?
The run is October 12th.
Okay,
Our Harvest Moon Masquerade Ball and Silent Auction is the 26th of October.
okay.
And then we get our third accreditation site review on the 15th. So October is a
All
very
right,
busy
can
month.
you get me something about that in the form of a flyer or something so we can keep after that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She'll be back to talk about that.
Okay. Glad my director here is yeah. Mr. Oakes, we got to do something about this guy. He's getting right pushy now, you know. It was bad enough when he was a Boy Scout. All right, I'm looking here. Let me just, Blue Ridge Legal Services, Carillion Hospice, Contact, American Red Cross, Family Service, YMCA, Perinatal Education Center, Free Clinic, Family Resource Center, Helping Hands, Piedmont Community Services, Child Advocacy, STEP Incorporated, Stepping Stone Mission, Voice of the Blue Ridge. I go down that list and it's quite amazing. I'm so proud of us that we have all that.
Absolutely.
And so proud that everyone comes through in a way that we can help all of them. All right, I'll give you the last word. I'll give you each a last word.
Yes.
Now,
Thank you.
ladies first.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
Please support the United Way. They make a difference in the community.
Right
They
here.
make that one? Okay, over there. Hey,
Yes.
make a difference. Everyone can make a difference. So support the United Way.
Basically, what I'd like to say is the opportunity to do that will be presented to you. The kickoff is on September the 12th, and you have an opportunity to support a lot of great agencies in Franklin County, like the Child Advocacy and all the others that Dick just talked to you about. And we're going to give you as much information as we can about who these agencies are so you can feel good about making a good donation or pledge. And thank you, Cable 12.
Thank you, Andre Perry. These are the good guys, folks. What can I say? You know, we talk, and you know I'm very much into the good guys. And when I was growing up, you could be a nice person, you could be a good person, but from my standpoint and most of the world at that time, and boy, that was a long time ago, but if you were one of the good guys, and it could be a man, a woman, a child, an adult, it could be anybody, but to be a good guy and to be called that, and we're giving you a chance to be a good guy by helping and help these good guys do what they can do to make our community a little bit better off where there is need. Now, it's not done frivolously. It's done with a lot of care and a lot of love, and it's dependent on the community. By and large, what we're talking about, that's the United Way. So keep it in mind, and whatever you can do would be appreciated. It's my very great pleasure and privilege I'm always glad to see you. My gosh.
Yeah,
We've been
as well.
talking over the years a few times. We've had some fun times.
Yes. Can I retire now?
Can you retire now? No way. No. If I didn't, you can't retire. She's not old enough to retire. Now you can take a break now and then, take 10 minutes off and catch your breath, and then come right back.
Don't be spoiling me now.
No, I don't need to. But yes, you are deserving of it, but don't you dare stop.
We have a
Andre,
lot to
thank
do.
you.
Thank you.
For being here, and thank you for what you're doing. You're breathing a bit of life into it and breathing a little bit of your personality and your love for it in it, and it shows, and I thank you for that, because when a man talks from his soul and from his heart, it gets recognized a little bit quicker, and sometimes people are a little bit afraid to do that, but you're not, and I thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's good. Had a lot of young men that have benefited by that style called Boy Scouts. And now, as part of this, wow. Say hey to the folks over there. It's
I
always
will.
good to see you, and
Thank you.
always good to know that something good is going on, and to know that somebody is watching the back door when people try to hurt children. Bottom line,
We want them to have safe, permanent homes.
amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're paying attention. My pleasure to bring this information to you, and things you can do. We can all help, That's good. And if all goes well, I'll see you again next time, and God bless.
And I say, hey, by the way, are you going?